welcome back to the Tutorium in Intensive English. My name is Katie. Today's pronunciation lesson is about linking consonants and vowels. So let's do a quick review of linking. Just to remind you, rhythm of connected speech. Let's talk about what that means. So there's a lot of things that we've been talking about that make the rhythm of English. We've talked about reduced and stressed syllables. The alternation of these two things helps to create rhythm. We've also introduced linked sounds, right? That's when we have words together, not in isolation, and that linking also adds to our rhythm. And we learned about thought groups and how we chunk language together into manageable groups or an idea. And that pausing between those thought groups also contributes to our rhythm. So linking, which we're going to look at more closely, a certain type of linking today, creates that smooth speech, right? That fluent speech. When we produce a word by itself in isolation, it's going to sound a lot different than when we put that word together with other words to create phrases, clauses, and sentences. So something really kind of magical happens when we put stuff together, and that is linking. And we're going to look at a lot of examples of that today. Okay, so what I'm talking about when I talk about linking consonants to vowels is I'm talking about when one word ends in a consonant sound and the next word right after that begins with a vowel sound. And it's really important to remember that we're talking about pronunciation, not spelling. So we want to focus on what we hear at the end and the beginning of those words and not what we see, right? Because it doesn't always match. For example, the word have. When I look at the spelling of this word and the spelling of many words in English, they end in an E, right? But when I say the word have, it ends in a sound V, which is a consonant, right? Similarly, we have the word you, and it begins with a Y, and Y is technically a consonant. But here, it's acting more like a vowel, not as much as it does in the word happy. At the end of the word happy, it's really vowel. Happy, it's that E vowel. Here in you, it is what we would call a semi-vowel. Still vowel-like, okay? So it's still kind of operating under the vowel umbrella. These two words would link together. If we put them, we would have a consonant-vowel link here. And it would look something like this because you notice I've attached the V to you. That consonant kind of jumps over and attaches to the word that starts with a vowel. So we would say, have you. Kind of like the two words ha, like that's not really a word, but the sound ha, and the word view, like to look, right? Have you, have you. So you could say that a couple times. Have you, have you. That V consonant sound connects to the beginning of the next word that starts with the vowel. So that V becomes part of the second word. Have you seen Jordan? Have you seen Jordan? Where is she? Okay, so let's look at some more examples. Here we have a short, we're gonna look at a couple short sentences. Come over later. Where is our consonant vowel link? You can see the M consonant, come over. And remember, that consonant is going to attach to the second word that starts with a vowel and almost create like this new word, mover. Come over later. Have one of these. Here we have the consonant V, right, is attaching to the one. Now this is another semi-vowel because it kind of starts a W sound, right? but this is what, like Y, kind of a semi-vowel. Have one, have one of these. We have two links here. Have one of, have one of. That N attaches to our of. And when I say this quickly, that of becomes a schwa. It completely reduces it. Have one of these. Have one of these. Have wanna. Have wanna. Have one of these. Okay, let's look at some phrasal verbs. I just picked phrasal verbs because they go together. They're always going to be in a thought group. You're not going to break them up. A lot of phrasal verbs, the first verb ends in a consonant and the second verb part of the verb begins in a vowel. So they're great examples for consonant vowel links. Turn off. Turn off. Turn off the light. Turn off. Turn off the light. Take out would be take out. Take out. Take out the garbage. Pick up. Pick up. Pick up. Pick up your clothes. Pick up. Pick up your clothes. Pick up. Log out. Log out. Log out when you finish. Log out. So we have turn off, take out, pick up, and log out. Okay. What about our endings, T, D, and ud? Remember a few modules back, we were talking about past tense endings in English. Now, we're going to talk about these here because a lot of verbs and all of those participial adjectives end with these ed endings. And then a lot of our function words like it, about, they are vowels, right? So we're going to have a lot of linking, a lot of things linking in this way. Let's refresh our memories about our rules for past tense ed. So remember, if I have a voiceless ending on my verb ends in a voiceless sound, I'm going to add a T. Remember, voicing, we see if something is voiced by feeling those folds in our throat. If my verb ends in a voiced sound, then I'm going to add that D sound, right? D is voiced, T is voiceless. And if my verb ends in a T or a D sound, then I'm going to have to add a vowel, ud, okay? Now, linking is going to alter these slightly, especially the voiced and the voiceless T ending. So let's say I have this short sentence, I walked over. Now I'm pronouncing that very carefully, walked over. But if I'm speaking casually, I'm never going to say it like that. And what's going to happen is that vowel sound is voiced. Remember, all vowel sounds are voiced. So it is going to influence that T sound and it's going to make it voiced. It's going to turn it into a D. So this would sound more like I walked over. So that D or T, that was the ED, is going to attach to over, just like when we link. I walked over. I walked over. I walked over. Now, here we have a voiced ending, enjoy. So it will add a D sound. And this one's pretty typical. We're just going to link. So instead of saying I enjoyed it, I'm going to say I enjoyed it. Dit. So the D attaches to the T, to the it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I'm excited about it. This one is the trickiest one. Let's look at this one. It's easier just to kind of see it. Excited. D. So the D, the T attaches to the id, excited, D. And then I have a D because I have to attach that to my about. Let's try this one. I'm excited about. I'm excited about it. Or I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that. That one's tricky. Try that one a couple times. I'm excited about that. Okay. Let's do just a couple more examples. I've selected some quotes from a TV show, The Office. I don't know if you are familiar with this show, but there is a British and US version. Both are hilarious. So if you're looking for some listening practice, I highly recommend this show. We're going to look at two quotes from the US Office, one of the main character, Michael Scott. So his first quote is, "Sometimes I'll start a sentence and don't even know where it's going. I just hope to find it along the way." Yeah, I feel like that too sometimes. So we have sometimes I'll, sometimes Zyle, Zyle. So that Z goes onto the I'll. Starda. Now remember, this is kind of like our last example. That vowel is voiced. So it is going to influence that T sound and it's going to make it a D sound. Sometimes I'll start a sentence and I don't even know where it's going. And I don't even know. So with don't even, we completely erase the T sound. It becomes don't even. And I don't even know where it's going. Where it's. So that R goes on to the it's. Where it's going. I just hope to find it along the way. I just hope to find it. Here we go. Again, find it along the way. Find it. And the T, find it. Now that T is going to become a D because it has two vowels around it. And those vowels that are voiced are going to overpower that voiceless T and they're going to turn it into a D sound. And I hope I find it along the way. Okay, one more sentence. Would I rather be feared or loved? Easy, both. I want people to be afraid of how much they love me. What would you do if this guy was your boss? Would I, so that D attaches to the I and kind of creates the word die. Would I? Would I rather be feared or? Fear, door. So that D goes on to or. Kind of sounds like the word door. Feared or loved. Easy, both. I want people to be afraid of, like a bird, dove, afraid of how much they love me. Would I rather be feared or loved? Easy. I want people to be afraid of how much they love me. All right, check out The Office. I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope that you can hear those links. Keep listening for those links, and I will see you next time.